Hi everyone, today I am going to talk about absorption and intensity shift and Woodward-Fisher rule for calculating the lambda max of conjugated dynes. First we will start with absorption and intensity shift. Okay, here the absorption and intensity shift, it's divided into 4 parts. So the first one I have marked here, first, second and third, fourth. The first one is bathochromic shift. The second one isochromic shift. The third one hyperchromic effect, and the fourth one is a hypochromic effect. So we will start with the first one. What is bathochromic effect or bathochromic shift? Okay. So it is an effect by virtue of which the absorption maximum is shifted towards longer wavelength due to the presence of oxochrome or by changing the polarity of the solvent. Here the absorption is shifted towards the longer wavelength, so it is also called as redshift. The carbonyl compound which undergoes N to pi star transition is the example for the bathochromic effect, and we can take one more example, that is ethene. So the lambda max for the, that is absorption maximum for the ethene is 170 nanometer. And I will take one more example, that is methoxyethene. This is methoxyethene. So the lambda max for this 185 nanometer. See, just one H is replaced by OCH3, that is methoxy group. So here the ethane absorb at 170 nanometer and the methoxyethane absorb at 185 nanometer. So in case of methoxyethane, the lambda max is increased. So this increase is due to the oxochrome OCH3, that is alkoxy group. Clear? So bathochromic effect, I will explain once again. It is an effect by virtue of which the absorption maximum is shifted towards longer wavelength. We will move to the next, that is isochromic effect. So isochromic effect, it is an effect by virtue of which the absorption maximum is shifted towards shorter wavelength due to the removal of conjugation or by changing the polarity of the solvent. So it is shift towards the shorter wavelength, so it is called as blue shift. We will take the example aniline. This is aniline, and when HCl is added to aniline, we will get it is anilium ion, that is NH3 plus. We will write NH3 plus. It is a anilium, right? And write it, anilium ion. The lambda max for aniline is 280 nanometer. And for that of anilium ion, the lambda max is 254 nanometer. See the change in the wavelength. So the aniline absorb at 280 nanometer, whereas anilium ion absorb at 254 nanometer. The reason is that here in aniline, the nitrogen has a lone pair of electrons. These lone pair of electrons are in conjugation with the pi bond of the benzene ring. In case of anilium ion, there is no lone pair of electrons, so the conjugation is removed. Because of that reason, anilium ion absorb at lower wavelength. The third one is hyperchromic effect. The addition of certain oxochrome into system which increase the intensity of absorption, this is called hyperchromic effect. We will take the example pyridine and 2-methyl pyridine. So pyridine, this is pyridine. Its intensity of absorption, that is epsilon max, is 2750, and that of 2-methyl pyridine, this is 2-methyl pyridine, epsilon max is 3560. See here, pyridine, which shows the intensity of absorption is 2750 and 2-methylpyridine. So, the methyl group is introduced at the second position, that is 2-methylpyridine. The intensity of absorption is increased to 3560. So, this increase in the intensity of absorption is due to the oxochrome methyl group. So, the addition of the oxochromes increase the intensity of absorption. That effect we call hyperchromic effect. So, the next one is hypochromic. The fourth one is hypochromic effect. It is an effect in which the intensity of absorption decreases. So, that effect we called hypochromic effect. See the difference, hyper the intensity of absorption increases and hypo the intensity of absorption decreases. So, we will take the example biphenyl. So, this is biphenyl. The intensity of absorption, that is epsilon max, is equal to 19,000. That of this is 2-methyl biphenyl. So, which shows the intensity of absorption at 10,250. See the difference in the intensity of absorption. Here the biphenyl is a planar molecule, it is a planar, the symmetry is planar. So, when you move to the 2-methyl biphenyl, the introduction of the CH3 group distort the planarity of the biphenyl molecule. So, the intensity of absorption decreases in case of 2-methyl biphenyl. That means, in hypochromic effect, there is a decrease in the intensity of absorption is due to the distortion of the plane of the geometry of the molecule. Okay, this is about the absorption and intensity shift. So, now we will move to the Woodward-Fisher rule for calculating the lambda max of conjugated dienes. Okay, before we start with the Woodward-Fisher rule, we must understand what is conjugated dienes. What are conjugated dienes? Organic compounds which have conjugated carbon-carbon double bond are called conjugated dienes. So, we will take the simple example 1,3-butadiene. So, this is 1,3-butadiene. So, we have conjugated double bond. Such compound we call conjugated dienes. Okay, then we will move to the types of the conjugated dienes. The first one is alicyclic conjugated dienes. Alicyclic conjugated dienes or dienes containing the open chain system. So, the basic value or basic unit here is butadiene. So, the butadiene is the basic here. Okay, we will move to the next one, homoannular conjugated diene. Okay, what are homoannular conjugated dienes? The homoannular conjugated dienes are the conjugated double bonds are present in the same ring and it is a cyclic dienes. So, we will take the example So, you can see here These are the double bonds, they are present in the same ring and they are in the conjugation. So they are double bonds and they are in the same ring and they are conjugated. Such dienes called homoannular conjugated dienes. So the second example also you can see here. So these are the double bonds present in the same ring and they are conjugated. Here that is very important, the double bond should be in conjugated. So the double bond, alternating double bond should be there. Then we will move to the third one, heteroannular conjugated dienes. Heteroannular conjugated dienes are the conjugated double bonds present in the different ring. So they are also cyclic dienes. So this is the one example. You can see here the double bonds are present, they are in conjugated but they present in the different ring. So we can write one more here. In this case also the conjugated double bond but present in the different ring. The fourth one is exocyclic double bond and endocyclic double bond. So now what is exocyclic double bond? So exocyclic double bonds are double bond part of conjugation formed by any carbon atom of the any ring but present outside the ring. So this is very important. See, they are the double bond part of the conjugated system formed from any carbon of the any ring but present outside the ring. So we will take the example, this one. See here, this is a double bond, there the double bonds are there, they are in the conjugated but this bond is present outside the ring. So this is exocyclic bond. See this one, here also this I will mark this ring A and B, the double bonds are there, they are in conjugation. For ring A, this is outside the ring. For ring B, this is outside the ring B. So it just rubs one this. So you can see here for A, this is outside the ring. So if I write here complete the ring B, then for B, this is the outside the ring. So this is a exocyclic double bond. Then this one is endocyclic. So what is endocyclic? The double bond which are conjugated but present inside the ring. Is it clear? Exocyclic, the double bonds, they are in conjugated but present outside the ring. Endocyclic, they are present inside the ring. So one more point you have to understand here about ring residue. So there are only 4 types of the conjugated dienes: alicyclic conjugated dienes or dienes containing open chain system, homoannular conjugated dienes, heteroannular conjugated dienes, endocyclic and exocyclic double bond. So now one concept you have to understand about ring residue. What is ring residue? The carbon-carbon single bond. So the carbon-carbon single bond which is not a part of conjugated system but it is attached to the any carbon atom of the conjugated polyenes. So remember, so carbon-carbon single bond, it is not a part of the conjugated system. This is very important. It should not a part of the conjugated system but it attached to the any one carbon of the conjugated system. Clear? So now we will move to the Woodward-Fisher rule. So in 1946, Woodward, he gave the some values for calculating the lambda max. Then in 1959, the Fisher modified this rule and he gave the values depending on the experimental data. Now this modified rule is called Woodward-Fisher rule. So Woodward-Fisher rule, they give some values to calculate the lambda max of the conjugated dienes. The basic value, that is butadiene, the basic here that we call parent is a butadiene. The value is 215 nanometer, 217 nanometer. So the basic value, that is butadiene, 217 nanometer. So the next one, the second one is homoannular conjugated diene. So the value here, it is 253 nanometer. And the third one is heteroannular conjugated diene. For that, the value is 215 nanometer. So the basic, that is parent value, that is butadiene, the value is given 217 nanometer, and for the homoannular conjugated diene 253 nanometer, and that of heteroannular conjugated diene 215 nanometer. So we will move to the next increment. So this is the basic they given. Next we will talk about the increments for each substituent. The second one, the increment for each substituent. If the first one is, if alkyl substituent is present, alkyl substituent, then plus 5U is added. This is the increment, plus 5 is added to the basic value. The second one, ring residue, then you again have to give the increment of plus 5. This plus 5 you have to add to the basic value. So next, the exocyclic double bond, to this you have to add plus 5 nanometer. The next is double bond, extending the double bond, extending the conjugation. That is plus 30 you have to add. Plus 30 you have to add. So check for the increment. So if there is alkyl substituent, plus 5 nanometer you have to add. Then for the ring residue you have to add plus 5 nanometer, and if there is exocyclic bond, again you have to add a plus 5 nanometer to the basic value, and check it for double bond extending the conjugation, then you have to add plus 30 nanometer. We know the basic value, that is the first one. Second one, increment for each substituent. Then we will move to the third part, that is the oxochromes. So if O's are, that is alkoxy group, then we have to give plus 6 nanometer. So we have to add this number, this plus 6 nanometer to the basic value. If it is Cl and Br, plus 5 nanometer, and if the oxochrome is Nr2, plus 60, then if it is Sr, then plus 30 you have to add. So these are the increments. This is the oxochromes, that is alkoxy group plus 6 nanometer. If alkoxy group is present, then you have to add plus 6 nanometer to the basic value. Taking this value, we can calculate the lambda max of the given structure. So we will take simple one. First we will take simple one, 1,4-hexadiene. This is 1,4-hexadiene. So 1, you can mark 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it is 2,4-hexadiene. 2,4-hexadiene. So now you have to calculate the lambda max for this using the Woodward-Fisher value. Okay, so first see it, the basic in it here is a butadiene. So write it first, basic value. Basic value, that is 217 nanometer. Then check it for the increment. So here you can see 2 methyl group. So this one you can see here, the 2 methyl group. We'll take these 2 methyl groups are substituent. So write it 2 methyl substituent, 2 methyl substituent. So for each methyl substituent the value is plus 5 nanometer. So 2 into 5, 10 nanometer. So the total lambda max here 227 nanometer. So this is calculated and the observed lambda max is 222 nanometer. See the difference just differ by 5 nanometer. So if you know the values, you can calculate the lambda max for the given structure without the help of instrument. You no need of spectrophotometer here. So we'll take some more example. Okay, we'll take the 2 more example. So take this one. Here the basic value have written 215 nanometer. So it is a heteroannular conjugated diene. The double bonds present in the different rings. So the basic value is 215. Then there are 3 ring residue. This is 1 ring residue, second and the 3. So 3 ring residue. So it's a plus 5, 3 into 5, it's a 15 and 1 exocyclic double bond. So this is exocyclic double bond. So plus 5 nanometer is added. So the total value is 235 nanometer. Then we will move to this example. So here the basic value I have written 253 nanometer because it is a homoannular conjugated diene. Then there are 4 ring residues, 4 into 5 total 20 nanometer and 2 exocyclic bond. So this is 1 exocyclic bond and this is another exocyclic double bond. So 10 nanometer and see here this is 1 extending conjugation, 1 double bond extending the conjugation. So this double bond is in conjugation with this double bond plus 30 is added. The total lambda max is 313 nanometer. Today we have learnt about the absorption and intensity shift. So there are 4 effects we have learnt: bathochromic effect, isochromic effect, hyperchromic effect and hypochromic effect with the example. Then the next one is very important, that is Woodward-Fisher rule for calculating the absorption maximum of conjugated dienes. So now you know that what are conjugated dienes and types of conjugated dienes. Then you know the values given by the Woodward and Fisher. Using that value we have to calculate the lambda max of the given compound. So thank you very much.